Right, hi Jim. Lesson number 2. Obviously this is a bit of a crappy camera shot because we was on a driving range and we had this bay here, so we couldn't get your feet, the ball and your head in because we had a very limited view, and also like an idiot I used a HD fast camera rather than a slow motion. But let's start with it. First of all, your grip looks pretty good, pretty neutral. That's good to see. One thing I certainly like is your posture looks good. You've got the right shoulder slightly below the left, which is nice. Well, I've drawn that line really badly though. Yep, so the left shoulder's above the right. You've got a sort of nice spine tilt there. I'm going to draw a box around your right hip. I'm going to draw a box around your head to see how centered you stay. And then I'm going to draw one on your left hip. Right, so bear with me because it's a bit of a crappy video. Okay, so let's get you started on the way back. It's a bit of a jolty camera work for me here, so do forgive me. Right, okay, it's going back now. Right, okay, let's keep it going. Right, first of all there, you can see that your head has dropped by quite an amount already. And this is what I said to you about moving forward onto your front, almost dipping forward. And that's that angle from the face on. That's what's happened. You're leaning forward, your head's moving towards the camera. And I like how well you've really kept into your spine angle. Lovely, beautiful turn. You've kept your back nice and straight here. And you're really on these lines. You're really in the box nicely. So that shows you're not shifting off the ball too much. That's really good. So let's keep you going. You get to the top. I know you didn't hit the shot great, but do you know what? It's good that you probably didn't hit a good one. So let's see what happens here. Right, I really like this position. I really like the turn you're in. I don't really like this arm work. I don't like the way your arm here looks like it's flying kind of unnaturally. If I were you, I'd try and work on keeping these arms a bit more sort of tucked in. This arm here is sort of flying away from you a bit. I'd have that kind of a bit more compact. I know it's a horrible, knackering, horrible towel drill, but I think that would probably help you make your swing a bit more compact, because as you can see, this is a 7-iron. And you've got quite an overswing going on there. It's quite, bit of an overswing, and that's going to cost you a bit of control because obviously you can't control the club face. So I'll remove them 2 lines. Right, now we'll get you through. This is where your problems seem to start, quite a lot, Jim. So, first of all, let's get you going down. Look how much your head's moved. It's just dipped down. It's moving completely off. You're not standing in the box by any means whatsoever. It's just, you've moved off the spine angle huge amounts. You watch all the best players in the world. Their spine angles, if anything, will be a bit more to the right. Yes, their head does drop by a little bit, but yours, from being where it was before, is now here, and that is a big difference. And this is all to do with your weight going to your toes, which I spoke about in the face on video. So I'm going to keep you going. I know it's a crap video where it's fast motion. Keep going through, keep going through. I can see there physically you've gone onto your tiptoes, and you'll see in a minute. And this wrist position, I know it's really fast motion, but I'll get my pen out. You can see just about, you're scooping again, Jim. I told you this quite a lot of the time. That is kind of like a scoopy position. And what you need to do, as I told you before, and I know you hate this drill, is keep a nice firm left wrist into impact. You want that club to feel like it's like that, arms and the club together leading. You don't want to be flicking up your left wrist, but I think the reason you do that is because you're going to your tiptoes, you're jammed, and all you can do is flick with your hands, and you get a bit of a scoopy contact. So I think that might be one of your massive problems. Remember what I said to you about keeping your weight right back, your head up tall, and just getting that backswing on plane. I think from there on, if you can keep your weight back onto your heels and sit into the ground a little bit, I think you'll find your ball striking will improve massively with a couple of range sessions a week. And let's keep you going through. And here, you've got quite a poor extension. I'm going to get the pencil out again. I'm the same. I don't do this very well either. But all the top pros in the world now, they would be, their arms both dead straight, and that club would be sort of there. They've got lovely extension through the ball, and their head would be back here. The spine would be back here. So their head would kind of be roughly like this. Their spine would be roughly like this. And that's where their arms would be. I know it's a bit confusing. I'm making a bit of a mess with the lines. But that was just what I wanted to show you. But you can see how much your head is moving. It's all over the place. I mean, that's where you started, this red line here. That's where you dipped down. That's where you was at impact. That's where you're afterwards. Do you know what? After impact, it's fine to move about a bit. But and also, I think that all great ball strikers, like you watch Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy, their heads do go down a bit. But that movement here from this red line on the outside to this red yellow line here is huge. And I think that's something to do with you dipping and moving. And the next thing I really don't like with your swing is it's like you almost haven't rotated your hips. Look at your feet. They're twisting. That's not right. You want them feet stuck into the ground, but that's where again where you're going onto your tiptoes. Let me highlight your feet quickly. I'll use a different colour one. So if you look at your feet here, if you were sitting back more into your heels and rotating through, because you're on your tiptoes, your head's come forward, you're off balance basically, and you know as well as I do that being off balance while striking the ball is the worst thing for golf. You're not ever going to find the middle of the club because your centre of gravity is swinging all over the place. So now watch your feet. You're on your tiptoes. Look, they're just rotating. That you're not using your hips. You're twisting your feet because you're so off balance. You're having to twist your tiptoes rather than rotate your hips and fire through to the target. And then yeah, it's not a bad follow through. But I think you agree with what I'm saying to you there. So again, what I'd say to you is you need to really, as I reiterated, I'm going to clear all these lines now. As I reiterated, you need to keep that head in this box here. Really turn back. I really love this hip position. It's beautiful. This is what I'm struggling with at the moment. But you're really staying in the box really nicely. That's lovely. But you're moving. Look at this movement here. That's a massive, massive dip of the ball. It really is. Your head was here before, and it's dropped down to there, and then it goes left. So you need to really work on keeping your arse back, almost feeling like you're sitting into your heels and standing up tall. And I think that really helped you out, mate. Okie dokie.